Hi, twin flames, and welcome to Tarot for You 444 today. I'm coming at you from Australia, and I'm really excited that you could be here for this twin twin flame video. Gee, that's a tongue tie, isn't it? False twin flame video. Say that 3 times fast and see how you go. Okay, so when I talk with a lot of twin flames, there is this, definite experience for many twin flames to have a false twin flame come in before their real twin flame shows up. So today I want to talk about 13 things that you may find, if you're with a false twin flame, what might occur. Okay, so this is how you can tell the difference between a false twin and a real twin flame, because sometimes the distinction is very, very, very similar. So I'm going to get started and give you all the 13 now. And I wish you a wonderful day, night, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And just know that if you need to reach out to me, my details are in the description box below, and my email address is there. So if you need me at all, we can connect via email first, and then we can go from there. Okay, so the first one is, it feels too lustful. Number 1, it feels too lustful. Okay, so, with a false twin flame, you might feel highly addicted to wanting to have sex with them. This can happen in the real twin flame journey, of course, but it's more of a spiritual kind of feeling rather than a third dimensional feeling. Okay, so that's tip number 1. Number 2, you have red flags. Okay, so this might be, they could send you a photo, or you could see them, in person, or, over Skype or some social media platform, and you might look at them and there'll be, just something a little bit off. It might be in their eyes, it might be in their facial expression. But, generally you'll have a red flag. There'll be some kind of red flag when you look at this person, and you won't be able to put your finger on it. As a phrase, as a metaphorical phrase. You won't be able to put your finger on it, as in you won't, you know that there's something not quite right, but you just can't seem to work out what that is. Okay, so the next one is narcissism. So if you don't know what narcissism is, you can Google that phrase. It's NARCISSISM. Okay, so a narcissist will sort of draw you in, make you feel great about yourself, and then when you do feel emotionally open and vulnerable to them, they will, punish you in some way, shape, or form. Punish maybe is not the best word, but they will, I don't know, in some way demean you, or some way, say, oh, I never said that. There can be lies and deceit, and there can also be, this blame kind of thing happening with narcissism. It's best to look the term up, because I don't know that I can really put it into words for you. I think the internet might have a better answer than I do on that. So that's number 3. Number 4 is that they try and change you. Okay, so this might be, something small like, oh, I really like that you're wearing a red sweater today, but I think you might look better in blue. Or, I love it when you do that, but maybe you could do it this way instead. Okay, so this is kind of a trait of narcissism where they build you up, and then only to sort of say something that might hurt you, or hurt your feelings, right? So this is usually an emotional thing that happens. You might be a certain religion, and they could try and sway you a different way, or they might, you know, I don't know, just change something about you. So, you know, if you like drawing, I don't know, you know, if you like drawing and painting, they might say, oh no, I think you shouldn't do that. You should, you know, you should be a dancer, or you should be this or that. And usually when they try and change you, it's something that suits them. Okay. So then number 5 is gaslighting. I want you to look this one up. This one's very hard to explain in terms, but it's pretty. I'll give you a little example of what gaslighting is. Okay, so you might have a conversation with this person who you think's your twin flame, and you know, you'll tell them I don't know, a story or something, and you know for sure that you said, you know, when I was 10 years old, I used to play with, I don't know, my friend Joe, and you know, we completely went you know, we went to the beach one day and there was someone crying and we teased them, you know, just a secret that you might have about your childhood that you felt bad about or something. And so then they might bring this up later on, you know, gaslight something that you feel shame over and make you feel bad. Okay, that's called gaslighting. And there are other things that, you know, gaslighting can do as well. You know, they basically shedding light on something that you don't feel comfortable with, that, you know, you opened yourself in a vulnerable way and told them a secret or something, and then they gaslight you later on. Oh, well, you told me that you bullied someone when you were 10 years old, so, you know, how can you explain this to me? You know, and so it's an ego thing. Okay, look up that term. So number 6, they talk about their exes a lot. So they talk about their ex-partners and how beautiful they were. And they talk about, you know, when I was with so-and-so, they were like this and they wore these clothes, or they, you know, it was so good because, or, you know, that kind of thing. They'll also, if they're talking about their exes, they won't just downplay it, or so they can do 2 things, sorry. They can either upplay their ex and say how wonderful they were, you know, they looked great, or they were great, or they were fantastic, or they were the best sex they've ever had. Or they can downplay it and say, you know, I disliked that person so much because of this, and this. Okay? So this is, you know, coming into that judgmental space. Okay, you know, your twin flame will have no judgment of you. Your real twin flame will have no judgment of you. When they're, you know, come out of their distorted energy, if they're still in their ego. Okay, so I hope that one makes sense. Okay, so number 7 is they listen to you. They actively listen to you, but they find issues in your truth. So, you know, you might be passionate about gardening, and you might say, and, you know, the acacia tree is so fantastic because it can grow in all different types of climates. And, you know, you'd read up about it and you're telling them all about it because it's passionate for you. And then they go, oh, no, it's not. No, the acacia tree doesn't grow in all kinds of climates. It only, you know, they might look it up and say, no, it only grows in the, you know, in the UK, you know, very well. And, you know, in other climates, I mean, you know, don't quote me on this information, it's an example, but you know what I mean. They'll listen to whatever you're saying, but they'll find issues with it. So, you know, you might be talking about vaccinations and say, well, I don't believe in vaccinations because I don't think it's healthy to put, you know, something unnatural inside of my body. And they'll be like, you know, they'll have an issue with everything you say. Instead of letting you have your opinion, whichever way it is, I'm not saying it's wrong or right either way, but, you know, they'll have an issue in your truth. Okay, which is wrong, because everyone has the right to, you know, have an opinion. Okay, so that was number 7. Number 8 is they want something from you. They want something from you other than love. Okay, so this might be sex. You know, they might be asking for pictures. They might be asking for, you know, I don't know, a video call. You know, they might be pushing an agenda of some kind. It might not just be a sexual thing. They might tell you that they need money. They might say, oh, you know, my cousin's uncle's best friend's dog is sick, and it needs medication for its eczema. Okay, so they will try and get something from you that's not related to love. Okay, so they'll be using you in some kind of way. Number 9, they waste your time. They waste your time. So they spend time talking about things that really aren't important, gossiping about other people, trying to, get in your head about information you have that's sacred to you. Okay, so they waste your time, and they don't spend any time lifting you up. Okay, so they might call you up as an example, or text you and say, hey, I want to know what you think about UFOs, just as an example. Do you believe they're real or don't you believe they're real? And so you might spend, I don't know, 5 paragraphs explaining how you believe in UFOs or you don't believe in UFOs. And then, they'll take that information for themselves, and then they kind of won't come back with anything loving. So they're kind of using you for your information. Okay, so they're time wasting, but they're using you to benefit from your information. Because sometimes false twin flames are trying to, not get into a relationship at all. They literally just want to, siphon you of, your information that what on whatever topic that might be. They literally might just be trying to learn things. Okay, just remember, a conversation is two-sided. So you say something, then they say something, then you say something, then they say something. If they're asking you all the time, how do I do this, or how do I fix this, or how do I cook this, or what do you think about this, they're literally siphoning you for your information. That's not a relationship. That's a mentorship. Okay, so number 10 is that they bombard you with mixed messages. So they might come in, and send a love song or a poem, or tell you that they love you and all of this stuff, and then in the next breath they'll be like, I'm too busy today, or they won't text you. This kind of, it's very similar to the separation phase in twin flames, but it'll be really mixed, and so it'll make you feel turmoil with inside of your body. You have a turmoil inside of your tummy or inside of your chest that makes you feel unimportant. If someone loves you, even if they're in their distorted energy and they haven't quite fully awakened, but if someone loves you, they'll never on purpose make you feel confused about whether or not they love you. They won't string you along and then they won't dangle the carrot, let's say, and then completely pull it away. I mean, that's not something that you should do. And it's different than the twin flame separation, because in twin flame separation it occurs from fear, but in this instance it occurs because the person literally doesn't care. Okay, and this is going back to that narcissism, which was number 3. All right, so number 11 is important. This is the one where you feel like you need confirmation from multiple sources, like psychics or tarot readers or friends or family. Do you think this person's my twin flame? Can you look at my picture of this person? Is this my twin flame? Do you think this could be my twin flame? If you need to ask that constant question, then chances are it's not. Because if there's any way that you feel kind of weird in your tummy or weird in your chest or weird in your body with the energy, if you feel like you need confirmation that it's your twin flame, then it probably is not your twin flame. Okay, take that how it resonates for you. Okay, so number 12 is that you crave them unhealthily. Okay, you don't just want to be with them as in, you don't just feel their energy with you, that beautiful twin flame kind of energy where your whole body and your chakras light up. You don't just feel that, you actually crave them. So, you might think of them constantly as in, lustfully. Like this is similar to number one where I said it feels too lustful. If you're craving them to the point where you feel that, you're, I don't know, becoming a porn star, just for fun, I'll say that. But, if you feel like you have to have them and you need them, I won't go into detail, but you know what I mean. If you need them so bad that you can't not have them in this codependent kind of way, then they generally, aren't your twin flame. Okay. Number 13 is kind of similar to... which number was it? Oh, it's kind of similar to one of the other numbers anyway. Number 2 with the red flags, but number 13 is important, and this is that you know in your subconscious mind that something kind of feels off. So it's like, you feel this lust, you feel this passion, they're coming in, they could be sending love letters or songs or photographs, it might be even explicit pictures, but something just feels not quite right. You might think that they're with someone else, or you might think that they're not being genuine in some way, or they tell you something, and that, when they tell you that, the energy feels different than what they've said, so you may feel that they're lying in some way. And so this is the most important one, because if you know something feels off, that's your intuition telling you that something's not quite right here. Okay, and within this one, I want to add a little one onto this, is that if it feels like something's off energetically, if you feel that the energy doesn't match you in some way, then listen to that intuition, because a lot of false twin flames will actually be doing things energetically which do not suit you, which aren't good. Okay, an example of this is someone who says they're a light worker, and let's say you think they're your twin flame, and they say, I've got this really cool idea, I've been working with energy, and I'm a Reiki master, or whatever it is. Doesn't matter what their new gift is that they think they are, or it could be religious, it might not be, it could be I don't know, it could be, they could be a massager, or they could be let me just give you some examples so you can feel what I mean here. They could say they're into Reiki, they could say that they've got this new energy healing, thing that they do. They could tell you to listen to some isochronics or some binaural beats, or they could send you something that's going to harm you. Okay, so if they're sending you an isochronic or a meditation, and you start listening and it feels off, this is part of feeling off. Okay, so if it doesn't resonate for you, it's not meant for you. And in general, if your twin flame were to send you something, your real twin flame, you would not feel off about it. It would not feel weird. You would not think that, gee, this sounds kind of, I've got a pinging in my brain and I feel weird after I listen to it, right? So if someone asks you to do something energetically, or sends you something energetically, whether that's a text, whether that's a meditation, whether that's a song, and it feels wrong, stop it immediately. Whether this is, a friend or a false twin flame or anyone, okay? If it feels wrong, stop immediately. Okay, because it's not meant for you. It's meant for you if you're feeling it. Okay, so I had someone, a real twin flame have a false twin flame tell them to, do something where they had to, energetically do this thing that the other, the false twin said to do. And, it was an energy thing. And in fact, the person ended up very, very unwell for a couple of months after it happened. So, You know, if something feels off to you, you know, this means that it's not your twin, because your twin flame is you. At the end of the day, your twin flame is you, and if it feels off, it's not meant for you. Okay? And this goes with all of your relationships, you know, all soulmate relationships, all karmic relationships. If it doesn't feel right for you, then you need to let it go. Or at least have a break from it until you know whether it's meant for you. Okay? Don't stay in a location, or, you know, in a relationship, or you know, or anything if it feels wrong. Don't do that, because your intuition is your best gift to tell you whether something's wrong or right. Okay, so energy is everything. The way you feel about a person, place, or thing will tell you whether or not they're right for you. A false twin flame, when they come in, if they feel wrong in any way, it means that they're not your twin. Okay? Now, if you want some guidance with, you know, is this my twin flame? I don't necessarily like to tell people yes or no, because I believe that, you know, it's their own journey, and, you know, that intuition is super, super important when it comes to the twin flame journey. And, you know, part of the journey is experiencing, you know, you know, your own journey. Okay, so it's very personal and private to each person. However, if you believe that there is a false twin in your life and you don't know, I can help you work through that. So if you need help with that, and you're really confused and really hurting, or, you know, anything like that, I would love to help you out. Because obviously, if you are with a false twin, this can be, you know, highly, highly dangerous to you on an emotional, physical, and mental level. So if you need to reach out to me, my details are in the description box below. And I am sending you so much love and peace and light today. And I want you to know that you are loved, and that you're doing a fantastic job, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what your current circumstance is. And I would say, as a little aside message for you, I want you to check out vitamin B12 foods and add these into your diet. 40% of the population are low in B12, which means they have health issues because they're not having enough. And also iron. If you're lacking in iron, this can cause very big problems. Whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. You know, some people don't like eating meat, you know, that's a choice, and that is completely fine. But I'm telling you that you need iron and you need vitamin B12 in your life, and it will change your life when you add these important things. And yeah, have a wonderful day or night, morning, afternoon. If you're about to go to bed, good night. If you've just gotten up, good morning. And I'm sending you love, peace, and light. And I want you to know that you are doing a great job. Okay? You're doing a fantastic job, and I'm proud of you. If no one told you today, I'm really proud of you, and I think you're doing a fantastic job in your situation of where you are now. If you want to move through into a better situation, I would suggest staying as high vibrational as possible, and this means following your joy. Following your joy and letting go of your ego, coming into your heart space. All right, I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.